Halibut carcass.
All right, you guys. So this is our crab pot right here. I'll show you how this looks for you guys here. That's pretty good for this early, yeah. Yeah, that's the bait right there. Looks like halibut right there. We do also use salmon. We use snappers, anything that's available. All right. All right, so there are two entrances on either side. There's one right there, one right there. So when the crabs pass through, they pass through one of these 2 points here. And this wire will pop up. A little too long and stiff for them to push it back out. Now, legal size of a Dungeness crab in Alaska is 6.5 inches. You measure it across the back. If it's under 6.5 inches, it can actually escape itself out of one of these small circle openings on either side. That's a requirement to have. Also a requirement to have is this brown string right here. This is called rotten cotton. State of Alaska requires this. So this is in case we lose our pot. So something happens, big storm comes in, somehow this line gets cut. This piece of string will dissolve after 2 weeks of being in the water. So that way the crabs can just pop open this lid themselves and get out themselves. All right, I'll show you guys the difference between male and female here.
Are these all big enough then?
Looks like these are some smaller ones actually, yeah. I don't see many males. Here's one. All right. So this is a female Dungeness crab right here. And this is a male Dungeness crab right here. So you distinguish, it's on the screen as well. You distinguish from the section on the screen. Male's a little crabby right now. So you can look at the stomachs and see the stomachs are a little different looking. So at legal size, and these guys look to be a little bit under. Legal size, they're about 4 years of age. So these guys are probably around 3 years of age for the most part. Actually, this is a nice big one right here. Yeah, so the younger ones, the ones that aren't 6.5 inches, will return those. Yeah. Yeah, I just saw this guy. Better example right here. Nice. Yeah, so female right here, male right here. Generally, typically right now, it'll end November, in mid-November, November 15th. Yeah, so typically the males are actually larger than the females. Males will get up to about 10 inches in size. Females only about 7.5. Now we only eat the males. Only eat the males. So we don't eat the females. Females are safe. So we don't want to potentially deplete the population by eating the females. Males will mate with more than one female. Female will lay eggs just once a year. Now, yeah, so we'll return the females eventually. Yes, absolutely. Yep, we can't eat the females. So lay eggs just once a year. Any guesses, you guys, as to how many eggs the female will lay at one time? 100,000. Go up.
Really?
1 million. Go up. Yeah, 2.4 million eggs at one time. One time, once a year, one crab. So only about 4% will actually make it. Very small percent. It's still a lot from 2.4 million up to 2.4 million. So this section on her stomach called the apron. So that just folds open, that Capitol building shape. This kind of looks like the Capitol building there. Males Washington Monument, easy way to think of it. So that'll fold open and she stores all those tiny, tiny microscopic eggs right up against her body. Could be close to 2.5 million eggs just at one time. One time. Again, of that number, only about 4% will actually make it. A lot of things can get to them in their early stage of life. They'll be in a plankton stage. Just about everything out here will get to plankton. Go through 6 different stages of development. If they survive into adulthood, they'll typically reach around 8 to 13 years old, typically. And reach adulthood by the age of 3. Reach legal size, as I was saying, about the age of 4. So I'll show you guys how we measure for legal size. Thank you. Yes, so we just use this green tool right here, and you measure across the back, notch to notch. There's a notch there and a notch there. Measure across the carapace right there. So 6.5 inches, about where my finger is. So you just measure like this. So this guy would be legal size. This guy would be okay to eat and keep. Not by much though, you can see, not by much. Typically they'll be going for even bigger than this guy. But this guy is okay to keep.
What's the biggest?
They can get up to about 10 inches. I've only seen about 8 in this cove, but they can get up to about 10 inches.
How long can they stay in the water?
About 12 hours. So the gills are actually inside the shell. And when it's outside of the water, the shell closes up tight right around the crab, keeps the gills nice and moist inside the shell for about 12 hours, about half a day. You guys can see this brown line under the legs here.
Yes.
Separates the shell from the rest of the body there. So that'll close up tight right around the crab when it's outside of the water. Keeps the gills with enough moisture inside the shell for about half a day. Other areas they can survive less than that, but there's so much moisture here, they'll survive the full 12 hours here.
Where do you get the king crabs?
The king crab, you get them in the inlet there, a deep part of the inlet. So that 1,500 feet area I was talking about. So that's a good area to try to catch king crab.
You try the king crabs today?
No, so we don't have king crab traps. I think we do have a trap somewhere, but we don't really do that. And typically, commercially, it's caught more north and west of us, but they are here. Now, there are a few different ways to hold these guys. Could hold them like this. Could also keep him on his back. Now, when I keep him on his back, he stops moving around, so that's a state called tonic immobility. So a little bit of liquid actually gets into its brain, and it essentially falls asleep.
Wow.
So, defense mechanism of sorts against predators. When it's in the water, it can flip itself back around again. Now, most fun and most adventurous way to hold them, though, are by the pinchers. Now, there are two little notches you guys see right there. Can close in on you, make you feel like you're getting pinched. As long as you avoid those, safe to hold like this as well. Michelle, would you like to hold this guy?
Sure.
All right, so grab right above my fingers.
Oh my God, I don't
Try to
know.
make a good finger grip on him. Keep the arms outstretched. You got the nose control. There you go. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, about 2 pounds of legal size.
Who installs this trap?
What's that?
Who installs this? The government?
Who
Yeah, who installs the traps?
who watches it? Yeah, so the government can
Install.
check the installs the grass. So we do. Yeah, we do. Anytime anybody can anybody who's licensed can put a pot down. You just have to have a license. That's it. Anybody can come in this area as long as you're licensed. There's no zoning or anything like that. There are for the season, but here, yeah, anybody can drop a pot if you have a license.
How's that?
It can. I've been pinched. Sometimes it breaks the skin. Sometimes it doesn't. It's like if you bit down on your finger really hard. That's pretty
is
much
that
it.
bad?
Yeah. It can be. It can be.
Once you
It
pinch
depends.
and you lay him flat, is that something like he's immobile?
Yeah. So yeah.